connecting you to the future. Photographing the Earth from space. Italy's rapidly expanding wind power generation industry. And close to the Arctic Circle, where winter nights are very long. After a slow start, car makers are embracing new fuel-efficient designs that deliver the benefits of cheaper driving with lower carbon emissions. While there are many differing technologies in development, the plug-in hybrid is the most viable system available today, and the large manufacturers have revealed or are about to launch a plug-in model. For urban travel, these cars are able to function purely from the battery and can be recharged from a domestic power outlet. For longer journeys, a petrol motor charges the battery. Some cars, like the Tesla, are 100% electric and are completely reliant on power from the mains to charge the very large battery. While vehicles like the Tesla have found niche markets, their limited range and dependence on lengthy recharge times have the big car makers opting for the plug-in hybrid. Toyota's popular hybrid, the Prius, debuted in 1997, and now the company has released a plug-in version they expect will sell 400,000 units per year. Big research money is being spent on developing compact, more energy-dense batteries for this new style of vehicle, and prices are starting to come down. The new drive systems are causing the shape and layout of cars to change, and safety factors that arise from having a large and heavy battery on board are being tested. Swedish manufacturer Volvo has always been aware of safe design, and the company has been extensively crash testing new configurations prior to the release of its plug-in hybrid, due to be available in 2012. To design a new car that is powered by energy from a high-tension battery weighing 150 kilograms requires new knowledge and skills. Carrying out full-scale tests to see how the battery is affected during a collision is unique. The car and the test dummies are fitted with monitoring sensors, and the impact is recorded by high-speed cameras from a number of angles. The safety engineers are keen to see whether or not their theories will hold up in practice. Based on Volvo's V70, the car is driven electrically via the back wheels, with power supplied from a lithium-ion battery pack. The extra mass of a large 11.3 kilowatt-hour battery raises new safety issues. It needs to be mounted so that it will not move excessively under stresses generated by high-speed impact.
Every time you put new technology into a car, it is a challenge, and the recipe, so to speak, to address that challenge is to build your knowledge, and that's what we're trying to do here. Build our knowledge both on a component level as well as a complete vehicle level on these kind of technologies, and that also covers the whole aspect from everyday usage and the safety of those aspects to a crash that we've seen here, and also what happens after the crash, and also what happens after the car has been used, how you recycle it, etc.
For most urban journeys, the car will function on its battery alone, and the safety experts are testing all aspects of the power pack's behaviour under duress.
Tests like this verifies that our thoughts and what we're doing, that we are on the right track, so to speak.
The new plug-in hybrid will have the same safety performance as petrol and diesel-powered cars, and the tests are needed to see how the vehicle and heavy battery react in a crash.
In our ambition here at Volvo, whenever we put a new technology into our cars, is that, well, we know we have to create the knowledge, we need to do our research, and then we design around that knowledge. So again, I think also for the consumers that have worries, so to speak, it's better to look at it from an objective perspective, look at what the debate and what the experts are looking at and what we're doing. And our ambition with these kind of technology in a Volvo car is, of course, to make this kind of car as safe as any other Volvo car, to make it Volvo safe.
Since 1981, the space shuttles have been regularly carrying out orbital missions, but soon the fleet is to be retired.
And liftoff.
As well as the cargo in its payload bay, each shuttle carries as many as 21 cameras. Most have a specialised monitoring function, but a number of still and television cameras are on hand for astronauts to use if they see something interesting. Consistently, shuttle crews have been bringing back remarkable pictures of the Earth. This is Egypt and the River Nile, recorded in June 1999. This is Mexico and the Gulf of California. Since the 1960s, astronauts have been capturing images of the Earth, and this archive is now a fascinating record of changes occurring on our planet's surface. Along with satellite data, the images form an important resource for scientists across a number of disciplines. Astronauts are encouraged to take advantage of their unique view and capture images of unusual or significant features. Oceanographers can look at the currents from the right position with respect to the Sun. Detailed cloud patterns are captured for meteorologists, and geologists can see large areas in detail. Of particular interest is the atmosphere.
You see how very, very thin a little coating it is compared to the rest of the size of the planet. It's not like the peel on a grapefruit or the peel on an orange. It's not even really like, to me, the shell on an egg for relative sizes. If anything, it's almost as if we're covered by that thin little membrane between the eggshell and the egg itself. That's the tiny little membrane of air and gases that keeps us all healthy.
Astronauts begin training in Earth observation when they enter the space program, so that by the time they fly, they are thoroughly familiar with the science and photographic techniques involved in the effort. This enables them to make real-time decisions about views from orbit.
All those events that cannot be predicted, they just happen, it is nice to have a crew, a set of human eyes to direct cameras and instrumentation to those sites in a very rapid response. And that's the value of the human being.
The view from 350 kilometres up gives space crews a different attitude to our planet. Astronauts not only speak of the beauty of Earth, but also of its fragility. Natural events have no regard for international borders.
The intent is to recognize that there really are no sovereign boundaries in our environment, but that everyone, mankind as a whole, is affected by everything that each one of us do.
We only have one Earth. Wind turbines pepper the skyline of the Apennine Mountains near the town of Lacedonia, 120 kilometres east of Naples. Each turbine will produce an average of 1 megawatt of power, and Italy sees a rapid expansion in wind-generated electricity as a big contributor to meeting the country's Kyoto target. Italy ratified the Kyoto Protocol in 2002, and wind farms are starting to appear across the country. Eduardo Gasparini, an engineer with the IVPC Wind Energy Company, believes wind-generated power has a big role to play in reducing carbon emissions.
It is important to understand that each of these turbines, which produces the yearly electricity consumption for 500 families, helps to reduce by a considerable quantity the amount of carbon dioxide emissions in the environment.
The southern regions of Puglia, Sicily, Sardinia and Campania are considered the best locations for new turbines, as the winds there are strong and consistent. A plan calling for 10,000 towers could deliver at least 10,000 megawatts, enough to supply 5 million households. Within the next few years, Italy hopes to be producing 10% or more of its national energy consumption from wind power. Germany is Europe's biggest producer of wind energy at 20,600 megawatts. Spain comes second at 11,600 megawatts, and Denmark is third. In Italy, the main renewable resources of energy currently are hydropower, geothermal and biomass, but wind power is rapidly increasing its share of renewable energy production. The Italian government set a target of 12,000 megawatts of wind-generated energy by 2020, but recent growth levels have been around 30% per year, and the target appears to be reachable by 2015. With power companies gaining more expertise in wind generation, costs have fallen dramatically, and the future for wind power is bright.
We're sitting on top of an 80-meter tower. This is Vestas VU80. Each turbine can produce 2,000 kilowatts, which is equal to approximately 1,800 homes.
However, not everyone is in favour of wind energy. Pressure group Italia Nostra claims some turbines will never be profitable due to the lack of wind.
Renewable energies can only give very limited aid in helping to solve the climate change problem. With 10,000 towers, each with a 1 megawatt output, we could probably save just 3% of fossil fuel consumption.
The group's research makes some interesting observations.
A 10,000 megawatt target for wind energy could mean 10,000 towers built on our landscape. This means 3,000 kilometres of towers on Italian land. Don't forget that Italy is only 1,200 kilometres long.
But Rutigliano adds even harsher criticism.
It is only an unscrupulous business investment, promoted by exaggerated incentives.
Francesco Ornato from IVPC says careful studies are undertaken before the turbines are erected, and the environmental impact of a new wind energy development is taken into account.
The saving of greenhouse gas emissions is an effort to reduce environmental impact. But it's clear that the turbines have a visual impact. We keep a certain distance between the turbines. We're installing towers in a way which reduces, as much as possible, their environmental impact.
In Italy, wind-generated power is equal in cost to fossil fuel electricity, and solar power is soon expected to fall to similar levels. Currently, around 5% of Italy's electricity comes from wind. At the height of the winter season in northern Finland, the sun rises at around 10 a.m. and sets at 2 p.m. The limited hours of sunlight can cause depression and sleeplessness, and doctors have identified the condition as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. For new residents, the extreme cold, combined with the lack of sunlight, can make it hard to adjust. But everybody is adversely affected as the dark winter takes its toll on the human brain. With less sunshine, levels of the hormone serotonin diminish. The substance regulates mood, appetite and sleep. Fabiana, an exchange student from Italy, has just moved to Finland.
For me, it's the complete opposite of what I'm used to. Because, coming from Italy, Naples, I'm used to the temperate weather and the sea. For me, it's the complete opposite. Especially the dark at 3 in the afternoon. It really makes you suffer.
Dr. Antti Lakanen is a psychiatrist working at the Rovaniemi Hospital. He says winter can leave people irritable and constantly tired.
The serotonin system doesn't work when there is too much dark and on the same time too much cold. And when the serotonin system doesn't work, so the people become angry, hungry and aggressive. Then they don't sleep, but they are all the time sleepy. and especially they are in a very bad mood in the mornings.
But there is a treatment.
Bright light therapy works through light. Light works through your nerves and says to the brain that now you have to give more serotonin, you have to make more serotonin because they are light enough. And so you will get your mood better quite soon. It takes only 2 to 3 days to be better.
In the far northern town of Rovaniemi, a number of shops specialise in selling bright lights that can help in countering the effects of SAD. The diffuse bright lights are flicker-free, so as not to cause irritation to the eyes. They are designed to be in the field of vision, and exposure to such light for around half an hour in the mornings during winter will help the body synthesise more serotonin. Mervi Harkonen is a sales assistant who specialises in the bright lights.
The basic reason to use this lamp is to get through the dark months, because we feel ourselves very tired, especially in the mornings, and want to feel more energetic throughout the whole day.
One woman who has become a regular user of the bright lights is Eva Teronen. Around her house, she has a number of the lamps, which she switches on as soon as she gets up in the morning. Tests have shown that morning exposure is more beneficial than exposure to the light in the evening, though this is still worthwhile. Research has also revealed the people of Iceland show much lower levels of SAD than was expected. This makes doctors think that the condition could have a genetic link. For Eva Teronen, the lamps are working well.
I bought this lamp because last winter I was very tired. I was back here in Lapland for the first time in 10 years, and I really felt the darkness, and I just was so tired all the time. And then I heard about this lamp and I thought about trying it this year.
Winter depression is common in most of the Nordic countries. The seasonal slump in mood was first described in the 6th century. Though there are some effective drug treatments, people prefer the less invasive light therapy.
I wake up half an hour earlier in the morning, so I get up earlier. So for a half an hour I stay in front of the light, and that's enough. And that's how I feel. I wake up properly in the morning, and I feel energized, more energized.
Statistical analysis is now revealing that even in countries closer to the equator, winter months show higher rates of credit card debt, chocolate and alcohol consumption, suicide and even relationship counselling. Across Scandinavia, doctors are calling for more research into the disorder, which is now known to carry with it a high social and economic cost. Fukuoka, a city in Kyushu, the third largest of Japan's 4 main islands, has established RoboSquare, a training program designed to produce engineers of the future. Established in 2002, RoboSquare is part of Fukuoka's plan to become Japan's robotics equivalent to Silicon Valley. The facility is part museum and part exhibition space. Housing 143 different exhibits, RoboSquare uses the appeal of entertainment robots to capture the imagination of visitors young and old, but particularly children. For a generation, Japan has had a low birth rate and increasing lifespans. Robots are expected to play an important role in coping with future labour shortages. They are already vital in the Japanese manufacturing industry. RoboSquare monitors market developments in the robotics industry and offers support where possible.
We're trying to create an environment where the public can interact with robots. We hope to familiarise people with the technology.
Classes are held every Sunday and are available for children from elementary to high school age. They have been running for 5 years and enable around 80 children per year to participate in the first 3-month introductory course. Children are then able to design and build their own robot. The idea is to expose children to robotics in an entertaining way. Although the focus is on fun, there is a serious edge to the classes, which it is hoped will lead young people toward a future career. The curriculum, as well as the software and components used in the classroom, were designed by Kawano Takahuru.
During the first month, we teach children the basic principles of robotics and mechanics. During the second month, the children disassemble the robot that they have made during the first stage of the course and reassemble a different robot from the same components. They then practice making it function correctly.
Younger children are required to come to the class with a parent. This helps reinforce the learning process at home, and parents can help with basic mechanical operations that can be difficult for some of the younger children. Mameya Tomohide is 12 years old. He was inspired to join the class after seeing a video of a robot contest. Contests, most famously the Robo Cup and Robo Cup Junior events, have provided many aspiring robotic engineers with the opportunity to test their skills. Fukuoka's robotics education program was well represented in Japan's entry for this year's Robo Cup Junior competition. Kyushu and Waseda universities currently have humanoid laboratories associated with RoboSquare. There they can present their research results publicly in a relaxed yet engaging environment. The centre also conducts science and technology workshops for school teachers who intend to incorporate robotic building courses as part of their school's science education syllabus. RoboSquare is organised and managed by a committee with connections to the industry, the universities and government agencies. At the moment, this group is more interested in the music and the dance routine, without too much thought into the technology. The children might still be some way from engineering humanoid robots of the calibre of these sequence dancers, but some are certain to contribute to the future development of Japan's robotics industry.